Armstrong Jones.
So when you say, you know, go through the 6
So this is for Mum and Dad. What was promised? A pretty nurse, a serviceman, wed 54 in Sunderland. They vowed to nurture, hold and cherish, to love and foster till they should perish, to spend the rest of life together with hearts so young as light as feathers. Tony and Greta, a world to explore, but more was promised in 54. A child was planned, at first just one. Within mere months, the deed was done. And soon they cuddled little Dave, their family planning rather brave. So followed Alan, Christine, Wick, and Heather came in just a tick. For sure, a task that wasn't a chore, but more was promised in 54. An engineer who roamed the globe, a mother left to feed and roam, 4 children growing with great haste, a challenge daily to be faced. But weekends vainly all together, out in the country, whatever the weather. This good life planned the day they swore, but more was promised in 54. The many moves were part of it. Who wants to stay in one place, sit? No, off to new adventures, places, and everywhere such friendly faces. 2 years in Nassau's coves and bays made friends for life, of course, the K's.
Sounds like the case.
Your haven, Ripon, that's for sure, but more was promised in 54. The first time round, the kids were small, as Ripon sent its friendly call. A house for 6, the one you chose, a lively home in Skelbank Close. A busy life, work, play and fun. The great reward, the friends you won. Then, off to Chester, not next door, but more was promised in 54. The holidays, they spring to mind. No top hotels were yours to find. A caravan, a Scottish beach, survival was the thing to teach. A campfire built on windswept sand, a boat, a canoe, ever to hand. Adventures, sometimes far from shore, but more was promised in 54. The kids took off and married soon, save Christine, she played a different tune. Dave and Leslie, they wed first, Alan and Evie in a land once cursed. Then Heather joined and married Pat. Kev and Steve, both grateful for that. Late, Ron and Heather made the score, but more was promised in 54. A grandchild came, a girl the first, Katerina to spoil, and not the worst. Boys, almost half a football team. Their favourite place, you bet, Sangre. Rob, Thomas, Andrew, Kev and Steve, they like to stay and never leave. A fountain of youth not to ignore, but more was promised in 54. Retirement paved the way back here. You grabbed the chance and had no fear that Ripon, with its ancient charms, would welcome back with open arms. A city that leaves no one cold, the perfect place to stay, grow old. Your friends were here with open doors, but more was promised in 54. Back to weddings, for that's our theme, and more to tell, as it would seem. Katerina began the grandchild dance. She married Christoph at Lake Constance. Then Rob and Anne the knot did tie. The place, a dream, the Isle of Skye. And Kev and Ella staved the rice, not once, oh no, they married twice. And just last month, our next of kin, Thomas and Laura in Berlin. So, Andrew, Steve, you feel the itch. Take my advice and go get hitched. All this lay in your bottom drawer, but more was promised in 54. The generation clock ticked on, and soon there were more little ones. Great-grandchildren, yes, you've been blessed. A namesake, Greta, her parents' test. Young Jasper with angelic curls, and more, we hope, as life unfurls. Great things were kept for you in store, but more was promised in 54. All beds of roses, hunky-dory, no, there are sad parts to this story. The many friends and family gone, their memories dwell, forgotten, none. Christine, so close for 50 years, a tragic loss, so many tears. Evelyn, Geoffrey, lives too short. Klein Oscar, just for days he fought. These things have cut right to the core, but more was promised in 54. The future, in the stars, some say, but what counts most is here today. So, friends who've travelled from far coasts, let's raise a toast to our dear hosts. We wish them both who pledged that troth, gone 60 years, no day of loath. Just more, much more, and even more of what was promised in 54.
Okay. Oh, by the way, it was this one song's by
Josh McCrae.
Josh McCrae. With apologies to Josh McCrae, who wrote the original. We are now going to mangle it. Here we go then. So we get it right in the end.
Yeah.
Okay. When there's fun to be had, then you'll find that Dad is messing about on the river. He's won lots of cups and scared lots of ducks while messing about on the river. On Sundays while Mum's making lunch for us all, Dad's out on the water, reefed in for a squall. His vision at best puts the fleet to the test while messing about on the river. What for mum is the tops is a trip to the shops, no messing about on the river. New shoes and a dress cause much less distress than messing about on the river. Some lunch with the ladies is all she desires, or coffee with friends of which she never tires. If there's time in the day, then mum is away, not messing about on the river. And 60 years on, their marriage is strong as they're carried along by the river. A family they found and friends that abound, just messing about on the river. And what is the secret of their great success? Keep living, keep loving, is all we can guess. So from all of us here, we raise you a cheer. Hooray! Hooray! For messing about on the river. Thanks again. And thanks. Can I also thank Heather and Ron, who really are the brains behind this whole thing.
Heather, mostly.
To our 60th wedding anniversary celebration, everybody, we are so pleased that you have come to join us in this significant step in our lives together. In 1954, we were married in Sunderland, as we've all heard a little earlier, and we never dreamed that we would be blessed with so long, so long and so happy a life together. Time, like distance, seems to add enchantment to the view. That's not mine. I'm not quite sure for whom, it was probably Confucius. But it certainly seems to go faster as the years go by. With lives like ours, we can say that every year has been filled with interest and a fair share of the good things. Our abiding objectives have been to stick together, build a successful family life, and make the most of all the opportunities that came our way. Children, friends and family made these objectives achievable. And looking round tonight, we can thank you all for your part in supporting us for so long and for supporting us for so well. Our hopes for the future, if I can find it, I've lost them already, are to enjoy our remaining years along similar lines as we've had in the past. Our sincere thanks to you all for coming tonight and for putting up with us for the last 60 years, or some of you anyway, and some of you longer. We hope you enjoy the rest of the evening, which is, there's a lot to be had in that, and leave with yet another happy memory. Finally, if you're pleased to hear this, a special thank you to my darling wife Greta for giving me a lifetime of great happiness. Thank you everyone.